Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more turkey patterning. And today we've got a really interesting one and a combination that is really kind of the biggest test that you can give yourself if you hunt with a 410 for turkey. If you want a true 410 challenge, this is the setup for you. So I'm really curious to see what it does. Now, before I even show y'all anything, we know coming into this is not going to be a super hot pattern or anything like that. It may surprise us, but I highly doubt it. This one's going to be for the really patient and persistent hunter that really gets in tight with their birds and likes to hunt with a 410 for the challenge. So for the load we've got out here today, I brought out some of the Winchester XX diamond grade 410 turkey loads. These are a 410 3-inch 3/4 ounce of lead 7.5s, going about 1100 feet per second. And these are copper plated and stuff, so they do make it a little bit harder lead than just your typical unplated stuff. And it does say right there on the box, the effective range is 30 yards. And just being lead 7.5s, whether it performs well or not as far as pattern goes, the energy numbers you have, that's really the limit. But for today's test and setup, it may be, you know, a 20 or 25 yard combination here, which is going to be the real challenge. But for the setup we've got out here today, I brought back out this tiny little thing. This is a New England Firearms Pardner model SB-1. It does have a fixed full choke barrel, but it is a youth model. So it's a very short barrel, short little compact stock here. Very, very lightweight and small. So this is really going to give you the challenge here. Old school 410 turkey hunting, lead load through a single shot with a full choke barrel here. This is a true challenge. Now, once again, is this an ideal combination? No, not at all for turkeys. But it would absolutely take a turkey, you know, at 20-25 yards if we had pellets that actually hit where we wanted them to. But that's the big caveat here, is if you're hunting with that setup, you have got to be patient and be extremely picky with your shots. But as for the test today, normally I test turkey loads at 40 yards, but clearly that load says 30 yards is the max, and that's what we've tested that load with before, is at 30 yards. So that's where we're going to run it today. I have a turkey target set up down there at 30 yards. I also have the chronograph, so we'll see how close we actually get to the 1100 that was on the box. So let's get you guys a view of this turkey target, and I'll come up here to 30 yards and take the shot. Then we'll look at what kind of chrono number we had, and we'll go down range and see how they perform. So let's head over here and see what this real deal, really challenging 410 setup can actually give us. Okay, so that shell gave us 1187 through the chrono. The box was claiming 1100, and for a short youth length barrel like that, that's not bad at all for speed. I was expecting, you know, mid thousands ish, but 1187, that's pretty good. But how did they actually perform downrange? Let's go see if we would have came home with the turkey at 30 yards or not. Alright, so now we're down here at our 30-yard target, and this is what we got. And this is about what I expected to see, to be honest with you here. We knew this was going to be an absolute struggle test of a load to begin with, but as for our turkey here, I mean, this one's cutting it close. We had a couple right in the neck area there that got close to the spine, and we had a couple more down through the body there that might have got something. So, I mean, I think this bird would have at least gotten knocked down and you would have had time to run up and address him when you got up there. But this one is definitely cutting it close. And clearly, I mean, just looking at the rest of the pattern there, this is not an ideal pattern whatsoever. We knew that coming into it, but seeing it here, I'm saying this is a 20-yard and in setup. I mean, next to hunting turkeys with a 410 Judge revolver, this is about the next hardest thing you can get, in my opinion. A little fixed full choke with these lead turkey loads, this is about what I expected to see. And I definitely don't think I'd recommend this for the average, you know, 410 turkey hunting guy out there. This is a real challenge anyway, but this is going to take somebody with extreme patience and somebody who's going to be extremely picky and get really close to their birds. If you wouldn't hunt turkeys with a 410 Judge revolver, then I wouldn't suggest trying this out either. But in the right situation, which is extremely hard to get to, but in the right scenario, this would get the job done. But objectively speaking, for today's test, it's about what I expected, and it's about on the edge of what I would say would be a dead turkey or not. So this definitely lived up to the struggle that I figured it would be, and this is absolutely a test if you were going to use a setup like this. There's no doubt about that. Okay, and here's the wad out of that shell, and as you can see, we did lose 1/2 of the petals here. These just have 2 big petals that open up a little bit. I tried to find this other one and I just couldn't find it, but either way, this is about what I expected to see. I mean, there's no rips or tears or anything in here, but you can definitely see the dimples and stuff from where those BBs were, but nothing stuck down in there as far as buffer or shot or anything like that goes, so there's really not anything too special to see on this one here. Alright y'all, well, what did you think about this performance here? First off, I think it's about what we all expected to see. We knew coming into this, I think across the board, that this was not going to be a normal, turkey pattern test type of deal. We just weren't going to see the performance of like a TSS load or something. We're working with a lead load of 7.5s here, and that is far from perfect or far from ideal. But on the flip side of that, if you are a really patient and really picky hunter that wants a real deal, kind of hard to achieve challenge here, this might be what you might want to look for. So next to something like a 410 Judge revolver, this is almost as hard as you're going to get, really, which is another reason why I really wouldn't recommend this combination to 99% of your average turkey hunters that use a 410. But at the end of the day here, what do you guys think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments and let me know, is this about what you expected to see? Were you hoping for better or thinking it might be a little bit worse? And are you one of the very, very few people out there that would love to hunt with a setup like this purely because of the challenge factor behind it? So leave all your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comments. I'm sure we're going to have comments from both sides of the board on this one, so this will be pretty interesting to read through, I'm sure. But either way, I've got a bunch more testing to film for you guys, so stay tuned. We do have a channel Instagram as well as a mailbox now where you can send things to the channel if you would like. So I'll leave all that information down in the description for you. But I'm going to get back to it for y'all, so I'll see y'all in the next one.